By G. We are so excited about the card we're going to work with today. We are creating a fun fold, but it's a tunnel card. Oh my goodness. Do you see how this really just frames your message, but yet it creates a tunnel? And it is so incredibly easy. We know you're going to love it. So, join us today and just sit back and relax. We want you to remember that all our measurements will be listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com. Maudie and I do this creative crafting together, and she is over in the chat room just waiting to talk with you. So go ahead and chat with Maudie. If you have any questions, she's right there. Hey, Pat from Alabama. So happy you're here. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. Let's see here. I had everything up. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back and get this. There we go. Okay. Now, on this tunnel card, it is so easy. We think you're really going to like it. And we are using the hand-pinned petal, but you can use any flower that you have or any object, any image really that you have, and don't worry about it. Hey, Susan, I froze. Okay, well, good. So we're up and running. Now, here are the colors that we're going to use. Early Espresso, Night of Navy, Granny Apple, Mango Melody, and Calypso Coral. And we are broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube, so hopefully everything will be up and running. We've kind of worked on everything, and so Maudie says her screen is frozen, Susan, but you say yours is fine. So yes, it's a great bundle, Susan. So Maudie's just going to refresh her Facebook, and it should be up and running. So the first thing you need to do is get your base card cut. And remember, your base card is simply 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we have that already cut. Now we're going to put a first mat on our card, and the first mat is simply 5 1/4 by 4. Let's go ahead and lay that down before we start working on the mechanism. And oh my goodness, how is everyone today? Hi, Carol from Connecticut. So happy that you're here with us. We are just creating a tunnel card, and we want to make sure that you stay with us because we have another card to show you. We're just sharing all kinds of inspiration with you today. So we went ahead and we laid down our mat, and now we're going to move over to work on our mechanism. And let me show you what you do with this. Your mechanism is simply 8 by 5 1/4. And now we have to put some score lines. So we're simply going to score at 2, 4, and 6. So make sure if you have this trimmer that you get that cutting blade out of the way. Go ahead and score at 2, at 4, and at 6. So we have that scored, and now on this particular score line, you're going to fold it in half, and then this will simply be folded to the back. So you're kind of creating a mountain or an M, right? But we don't want to just leave it like this. We want to go ahead and emboss it. Now, the problem that you have with this is our embossing folders will not go the length of the paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just put it right in the top. And then we're going to come back in and we are going to emboss it again. So we'll be embossing it twice, and that's a great tip. It doesn't have to be the perfect size, and because you can run it through twice, right? So let's go ahead and open this up and just run it through. Okay, it is such a pretty embossing folder. And let me show you what that looks like. So you take it out, and there you have it. But see, we have this part that wasn't embossed. So all you have to do is just put it back in your embossing folder, line it up right where it stopped, about right there, and run it through again. And just push it through. And there we have it. Now we have our entire mechanism embossed. Now I will give you a little tip. What was the size of the inside piece? It is 8 by 5 1/4. She's on Facebook. So 8 by 5 1/4. Now we already have our creased lines, so you can bring in your bone folder and just go ahead and reinforce that right where you need it. Fold this back, crease it, fold it back, and there we have it. Now, we need to do one more thing for this inside piece. And I was going to tell you that whenever you emboss your cardstock, just remember that it tears the fibers, right? So it makes it more delicate. So when you're working with it, you can't really put a hard crease in there because it might tear, and you don't want to do that. So the next thing we need to do for this mechanism, and then we'll really be through with this, is we need to go ahead and we need to cut out the middle part, right? Let me show you that again. You see how the middle part is cut out? So all we do is we simply put it right in the middle and we line it up. Use some of your repositional tape. Very carefully, just very lightly, put it in there. And now we're just going to run that through the machine. So let's bring our machine back out. Get the right sandwich. And run it through our embossing machine. Let's get that. Hi, Patricia. So happy you're here with us. Okay, and pretty much everything else is cut out. So now we just take this out. Be very careful because you don't want to rip. And you'll save this for another card. Very carefully just take this off. Okay. Now on this circle part, you might ask, well, what size is the circle part? Really, it just depends on your message and how big you want to make it. This is like a 3.5 inch from here to here, but you can make it smaller. You could make it maybe a little bigger, but you need to give yourself enough space on here so that you have your stability, right? So let's go ahead and just look at this. Now we have our card. We're simply going to lay that flat and we are going to line up our score lines right here to the middle of the card. That's very important. Just make sure it's lined up. Now all you have to do is fold this back and keep it, hold it in position with your hand and put your glue right here and just glue down this side. And you get it in exactly the position that you need it. Okay, we're going to hold it again, make sure it didn't slip. Fold this up. Simply add your glue. You see how fast it gets put together? And then we just have to decorate it. Hold it down and just press. Okay. And now, look at that. You've already made the mechanism on the inside. You have that beautiful embossing. You can also add DSP paper if you want, but we thought it would be just really pretty to go ahead and emboss it. So we have the outside done, we have the inside done. Now, you'll need to take this, whatever shape you wanted, the oval here, and you'll need to cut out a white piece because you can't stamp right here. So we have already cut out our piece that we need to glue down, and we have selected a really large sentiment, so it takes up pretty much the whole space right there. And we are using Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays. We're going to go ahead and ink that up with Night of Navy. And let's just get that lined up and stamp. Now, we picked a rather large sentiment, but we were able to get everything in there. Wishing you the happiest of birthday. Okay, and now we are simply going to lay this down. Now, one of the things you want to do before you lay this down is you need a crease in it right here. So you can do that several ways. What I like to go ahead and do is bring in my trimmer and just put it right in the center. Line it up. Try to make sure the distance is the same on either side. And then just score it. And that kind of gives you the place that you need to put it on the inside. So let's go ahead and just lay that down. Make sure that we have it. Oh, I can see that works. So let's get our glue on it. And lay that down. You can just put it right there. Just get that right in the center of your card. Make sure that it's in the crease and then really push it down. Hey, Dawn. Hello. Welcome, Anne. I think Anne is over on Facebook. Welcome. And there we have it. Oh my goodness. See how easy that is to create? Now what we need to do is go ahead and stamp our flowers. And we're just going to show you how we stamped our flowers. Now we used early espresso. And remember I told you that if you were going to use blends, which are alcohol based, you want to go ahead and use this because this ink is water based. And so they won't bleed into each other. So we're going to go ahead and just stamp our beautiful flower in this color. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I love this bundle. And then this is a two-step process. So we have all these stamps here that all we have to do is then go in and just stamp them. And let's see what that looks like. So we're going to use, let's just pick up our leaves. And go ahead and just stamp. Oh, look how pretty that is. It does all the coloring for you. You don't have to worry about it. Now let's do our smaller leaf. Really like this. Such a fast process, right? And there we have our leaves. Now we're just going to do this big flower and we're going to use Calypso Coral for that. Come in here, line it up, and stamp. Oh my goodness, so very pretty. And then we're going to bring in Mango Melody and just stamp a few of those to watch how it's done. Just going to line this up. Get that going. We have a smaller one here. Line it up, and there we have it. And now we have it already colored. How fast was that? So fast. Now we have already cut this out, so we didn't have to do it online. And we cut out one, and let me give you another tip. Because we want to lay this down right here, and we also wanted to have another flower over here, we went ahead and we cut out two, and then we used our die to cut it out, but then we used our scissors to just go in and grab the part of the flower that we wanted. So let's go ahead and see where we want to lay this. Now you have to remember, don't go over the card. So let's see how I'm going to turn this. I think I'm going to turn it this way. I'm about to give you another tip. Do you see how we have a fold right there? Right there. Well, you either have to crease it or cut it. And I have found that really it's better to go ahead and cut it because that way it allows your card to fold. So let's go ahead and bring that in and just cut that right where we need it. And then we can place it where we want it. So let's see what that looks like. We're going to go ahead and just place this right here. Just like that, and we only need glue on this part. So let's just add a little bit of glue right here. Bring it right up to the crease line. And just hold it down. And now take this other piece, and we want to go ahead and add glue to it. And just bring it right up to that crease line. You won't even notice that it's been cut. But yet it allows your card to fold. You just want to make sure nothing is stuck. And see how much easier it folds, just like this. I want to make sure and hold that down. And now we're going to decorate the other side. And we're just going to add this right here. Now I have another little spot right there that I can cut. Or, yep, I think I'm going to add it about right there. So I'm just going to put a little mark there so I know where I want to cut it. Bring in my trimmer and just kind of cut it. I'm just going to cut the flower and do the same process again. I will simply position this right up to the score line. I can see where I need to add my glue. And really, you can create a score line if you want, but it just folds so much better if you just go ahead and cut it. And then just add this back right to the score line. Make sure that pops up. And there we have the inside of our card. Oh, my goodness. Now, I'm not going to shut it completely because the glue may still be wet, but I'm just going to crease those edges right there. Just go ahead and give it a good crease, and look at that. So pretty. Now let's decorate the front. Now on the front, I have a tip. Whenever you need to create a frame, go ahead and tape your two frames together, and that way you don't have to worry about positioning them. Now we went ahead and we did that. So we're going to stamp this very quickly with You're in My Thoughts Today. And I'm going to go ahead, because I'm going to pick up this Night of Navy Blue, and I'm going to stamp it. If you're liking this, we would love a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, take a moment and subscribe to our channel. We're working very hard to grow our channel this year. Now I'm going to go ahead and just put a hint of a flower. So I'm going to pick up the brown again, and we're going to ink it up, and I'm just going to put it right. I think I want that leaf, so let me pick up that leaf. You can decide how much of the flower you want or how little you want. And oh, I think that's pretty. And now all you have to do is bring in the two-step process again. So we will bring in our, let's see, our Melon Mambo and our Calypso Coral. And I need the big one, let's see. I think I need this one for this flower. And I need, let's do smaller flowers here. Go. Add that one. And we'll just bring in some leaves with a Granny Apple Green. Oh my goodness, I love that color. And we need the smaller leaf. So just going to very lightly stamp it. And there we have it. We are ready to add that to the front of our card. So we're just going to lay it down in the center with some glue. We're not going to raise it up on dimensionals because we already have quite a bit of height on the inside. Get that laid down. We have one more card to show you. And then we're simply going to lay down this frame right over it. And we picked a coordinating color just to really highlight that bumblebee. So we're just going to get our glue all around it. And there we have it. Okay, let's look at this and see. Okay, so here is the front of our card. Here is the inside of our card, and it's so nice to have these flowers decorated, and it doesn't impede it at all because we put that little bitty cut right there. Now, we showed you this one that we did a little bit differently. But of course, we had to have our flowers, right? Now, here is another one that we did. Oh my goodness. We love these birds. And these birds are from Free as a Bird. Such a pretty card. And when you open it up, so for those friends and family that love birds, this is the one to make. And we stamped, "Your friendship means a lot, means the world to me." So here are our cards for this morning. What do you think about those cards? What do you think about this technique, this tunnel card? Did you see how easy it was to make? It was so easy. We feel that it was easy to make. We just really appreciate you guys hopping on, and we want to let you know that we have some terrific YouTube shorts. So head over to the YouTube short, and we actually are reviewing some different techniques that we think you'll like. But on Thursday night at 7 p.m., we are going to be working with this die set. Now, if you don't have this die set, you can take out your circle dies and you can create this. So we have 3 different styles that we're going to show you. Cards that you can make with this fantastic die set or just circle dies. So we hope that you join us. Well, crafters, thank you so much. Remember, if you make this card, we would love to see it. Head over to Facebook and just post it right beneath this video. We want you to go out and have a fantastic weekend. And we hope, oh, well, not weekend yet. It's only Tuesday. I thought, what am I thinking? Oh my gosh, well, we want you to have a fantastic week, and we hope to see you Thursday night. Take care. Bye-bye. We'll try to craft along with you. We'll try to craft along with you. Oh, good.